this. What do we have here? Son of a bitch. All right. There we go. I'm going to edit out the. Look at the face of this pervert. Straight Arrow News. Freaking awesome. This British authorities arrested Peter Mandelson, the British ambassador to the United States, over his ties to the convicted sex offender, redacted Jeffrey Epstein. Woo! The Fortnite or whatever freaking hero. Anyways, files released by the DOJ last month revealed new details about Madison's relationship with Epstein and banging little girls, we have to say. You know, good on them. We're finally seeing at least some of these countries step up and arrest these perverts, these guys that take advantage of children. And I don't know. I'm trying not to say too many bad words because, YouTube probably get onto me or whatever. But, anyways, look at the face of this man. Look at the face, boys. He upset. He's been caught. Oh, good day, mate. Hello. Wait. Am I doing Australian? Excuse me. Would you like a cup of tea? No, I'd like a cup of little girl. You know what I mean? God, look at that face, dude. Look at that. That's a face only Epstein could love. It trips me out, man. His background. Should we get into his background? Let's do it. Madison is a continuous figure in British politics and was labeled as the Prince of Darkness. I thought that was Ozzy Osbourne. For his ruthless mastery of political intrigue, playing a major role in Labour Party's return to power in the late 1990s. I'm going to talk to Ozzy Osbourne about that. I need to send him an email. I wonder if he'll get back to me. Anyways, we'll see. Well, that's enough of that friendly looking feller. Isn't he just beautiful? There's another gorgeous moment. Look at this. Look at this. Russia, Ukraine. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually tired of like the whole narrative behind the Ukraine stuff. Remember when they put up all those flags and everyone was like, "Yeah, I'm Ukraine, I'm Ukraine." And when Ukraine was the reason, it was their fault they got attacked, basically. They had like all these chemical plants, we know, that were making a particular type of weapon, chemical warfare, that attacked certain DNA strands, certain types of, oh hell, we're just going to say it attacked Slavs. It was to kill Slavs, and I guess, evidently it was pretty credible because Russia hit all seven of those suckers on the first day of the war. And of course, we in the West, I don't understand why we can't be friends with Russia. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong. Putin for many years, even today, he's still trying to like make deals with the West, saying, "Hey, we want to be part of you guys. We want to kick it with you guys." Even he's got that $1 trillion deal. He served up to Trump. You know, and of course they're thinking about it. They'll probably turn it down. But anyways, I mean, he even says he'll turn his back on BRICS if we, but the West, for some reason, we just, hate. Actually, I know why. There was a thing going back to like we'll say like freaking 1000 AD, probably earlier. Khazarian Empire, right? Khazarian Empire on the left, it was Christianity, Russia. On the right, it was Iran, Muslims, and they were converging on them, right? So the Khazarians, so they're basically being told by each side, each faction, hey, you got to convert to our religion. Well, the Khazarians said, no, no, no. The heck with both of you guys. We'll convert to Judaism. Well, anyways, I think that caused more of a problem, and they both pushed in, right? So, anyways, and all these Khazarian guys, rich men, they were using usury, freaking, because the Khazarians were warlike people, and they were like attacking everybody, killing, plunging, probably pillaging, taking all their money, right? So, anyways, they ended up having to burn rubber, and they spread out all over their, Europe and stuff with, with their money. They, escaped because of their many, trade routes and just that and the other. So a lot of them snuck out. A lot of them end up in Spain, stuff like that. So, anyways, to this day, from what I understand, the descendants of those people hold a grudge against Iran and Russia. And where we at right now? We're getting ready to go into Iran, blow them up, and basically, the United States freaking takes over Iran, Israel's going to be taking over them too. It's just a fact. And it just it blows me away that how how a grudge could be held so long. You know what I mean? They say the Chinese hold grudges for a long time, but the Israelis, man, the Jews, the Ashkenazis, they hold them forever because that's why they want to go and attack Russia. Anyways, now we're back to closer to home. El Mincho, he done got left behind. He got kicked off the mortal coil February 26th. Actually, February 22nd, 2026, 2:30 p.m. The reported killing of a cartel leader has triggered immediate security alert and shelter in places orders from Americans. Da, 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 da. Anyways, Mexican forces reportedly killed El Mincho. I saw the pictures. It's pretty not gnarly, but looks like he's just asleep, really, with some blood on his shirt. But anyways, they kill him. And I heard this freaking phone call where he's like talking to police forces, telling them to back off, back off. And the guy's like, yes, sir, yes, sir. It's the cop telling him, I'm sorry. We won't get any closer. He's like, you get any closer, we're going to kill you guys. Then and then after he curses the cop out for like 20 minutes on the phone, he apologizes to him for cursing him out. It cracked me up. I was like, what a trip, right? Freaking, you got this cartel leader who's supposed to be hardcore, chopping people's heads off or whatever, doing crazy, unaliving people right and left. He apologizes to the cop for cursing him out and threatening to kill his family and everyone he's ever known and all of his descendants. And I was like, dude, what a trip. But anyways, I'm like going, wow, for a hardcore psychopath, I guess that would show he's psychopath, right? It's like psychotic, Anyways, Mexican forces reported to kill El Mincho in Jalisco operation. Multiple sources says Nemesio Ruben Ascuera Cervantes, leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. What happened to the old generation? Was killed during a military operation in Talpapa, Jalisco. Is it Tapalpa, whatever, man. I'm Texan. What are you gonna do? Cartel violence erupts. Man, I saw a video of the people just I guess there was in the airports, they were bobbing and weaving. And then how about the freaking stupid Canadians that freaking because they're supposed to go to like either Hawaii or Puerto Vallarta, and because Hawaii's American, they're Canadian, so they're showing the middle finger to Trump, and so we're not going to give money to America. We're going to go to Jalisco, Puerto Vallarta, or wherever. Anyways, they go to Puerto Vallarta. El Mitchell gets killed. They get stuck in the hotel, and the dude's up there like looking over the side of the building with freaking the speedo on. Oh, dude, they cracked me up, man. anyways, anyways, they've been burning vehicles, road blockades across parts of Jalisco, suspected cartel members, yada yada yada. Multiple sources reported on Sunday the Mexican government killed the country's most wanted cartel boss, Nemesio Ruben Arguera, Seguera Cervantes or Hermincho during a military operation in Jalisco. Cabrones. Hermincho led the Jalisco New Generation cartel. There was he was like, evidently they were bringing like tons of freaking fentanyl to this country. And the guy they would tell him, stop, bro. He was like, I ain't gonna do it. I'm making money that way. I got all this power, I got all this money and I got all these guys with guns around me. I do what I want. Well, come to find out you couldn't do what you want. I mean, of course, the government forces, they pretend like they're not aligned with America, but the president in Mexico is Jewish. And facts are facts. There's a lot of freaking Jewish presidents in Central and South America. You got Argentina, El Salvador, the lady running for freaking Brazilian president, Bolsonaro, whatever his name was. His wife is aligned with Israel, and I don't know about Chile, but yeah, I definitely know that the Mexican president is Jewish. Like 36 of there's like 37 candidates running for a Mexican president, right? Just so happened 36 of them happen to die. Who's left? The chick that's in power now. Go figure, right? That's so weird. If you like one or two died, like however, but 36, come on, man, it's a trip. But anyways, she's president now. Of course, she's going to be aligned with Israel. Her last name is Berg. And yeah, I'm not saying, I'm not talking stuff about Israel or whatever, but facts are facts. People are lined up with who they are. So, they're sending all this fentanyl to the United States. And, Trump, he converted in 2017. So it is what it is. So I guess, this is going to be the end of it. I don't know. I'm still pretty new to doing all this, and I'll get better. But this is the end of the video. We will see you guys probably a little later because I'm going to find some more shit. Have a good day.